What is going on, guys? Hope we're doing great. This is just Sean here coming at you today with some just like live training just on the power of protein. So just wanted to go through a couple of things today that some of you I know will find insightful and valuable, which is what I'm obviously here to make sure I continue to do, adding as much value as possible. So let's crack on into it. So what I wanted to talk about, as I mentioned today, was the power of protein and why it's the most important macronutrient to actually get right when it comes down to weight loss and just nutrition in general. And here's why. So there's basically two main reasons. Okay. So the first reason is that it helps you to eat less. So without feeling so hungry. So it helps you eat less without feeling so hungry, right? Sounds good. So research consistently shows that protein helps you feel longer and as a result, therefore, lose weight. So that's in part because it takes longer for the body to actually break down proteins than carbs or fats, which we all know we have the three main macronutrients in our diets: protein, carbs, and fats, right? A lot of people hear that you should cut out carbs. I actually know that carbs are absolutely fine inside of a diet, so there's no reason that you should cut out carbs. But what I'm trying to talk to you about here is making sure that we're getting in more protein. And that can come from a range of different sources, either like plant-based or sort of animal fat based, and is absolutely fine as well. So protein also stimulates, so in part, it takes longer for the body to actually break down the protein than the carbs or the fats, okay? So protein then also stimulates the release of satiety hormones in the gut, aka makes you sort of feel fuller for longer and gives you that satisfied feeling of when you've actually eaten food. So when you eat protein, you naturally actually tend to eat less, which is super, super important here. And it does make a really, really big difference. So literally doubling your protein intake could help you to spontaneously consume 400 fewer less calories a day, which is awesome. So for reference, that's roughly the number of calories that are in 1.5 cups of ice cream. So just to put that into reference. So what I'd love everyone to do, and I've tried this obviously before myself as well, is test the power of protein for yourself. So one day would love you to sort of, have between 6 to 8 ounces of plain skinless chicken for every meal. All right. Then you track your hunger for the rest of the day, rating it once an hour on a scale of 1 to 5. Then the next day, eat 1 2/3 to 2 cups of cooked pasta, remember, for each meal. Again, track your hunger on a scale of 1 to 5. Then take a look at the data and actually see which day did you feel more hungry on and which day did you feel less hungry on. And I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 that it's going to be day one where you had more protein. So test that out, guys, for yourself. If you don't believe me, would love everyone to provide me some feedback on how you all went with that. So that's reason one why it helps you to eat less without feeling so hungry, of why protein is king. And then reason two is protein makes it easier to build and maintain muscle. So without adequate protein, our bodies just can't function well, guys, all right? So we need amino acids, which are protein's building blocks, to actually produce important molecules like enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, and antibodies. So when we don't eat enough protein, our body plunders it from other places, like our muscles. And therefore, this is why we get muscle loss. All right. So if we find out we're not having enough protein, we'll be more times than not, we'll be less strong because our body is taking away our muscle resources and using it to actually burn off energy. So this is especially true if we're eating fewer calories than we're actually burning. So that's exactly what happens. So on the flip side, though, when we have a high protein diet, as I'm talking about here, all right, it seems to maximize muscle growth. It definitely does maximize muscle growth and maximize muscle protein synthesis, which should lead to more muscle gain for people who are strength training and consuming enough calories. So this is probably one of the reasons high protein diets are better for improving body composition than normal or low protein diets. But in my own experience, having a nice balance of everything is the way you want to go, especially for fat loss. So what does that mean for you? So the right amount of protein for every person varies on a number of factors such as your age, your gender, and your goals. So if you're interested in packing on muscle for a bodybuilding competition, you might aim for as many as 50 grams of protein, or about sort of 2 palm-sized portions of protein at every meal. And then if you're just looking to work off an extra 20 pounds or 10 kilos, you're going to need to eat a lot less than that. So there is, of course, some free downloads that I provided inside of my Facebook profile where you can, work out your own protein and sort of daily tracking or daily portion amounts that you should be having. So make sure you hop on over to that in order to do that as well. Okay, so that's really it for today, guys. So yeah, I hope you found that useful and just the 2 reasons why I believe that protein is the main macronutrient that you should be focused on getting right and making sure you're eating enough of inside your diet. All right, so just to break it down, reason number 1 is it helps you eat less without feeling so hungry. And then the second reason, it makes it easier to build and maintain muscle. So I hope you found that useful today, guys. Reach out to me if you have any questions. More than happy to help in any way I can. Take it easy.